Now you got Justice. That's now moving into it.
Now we
We
got it.
won't be looking into too much. We'll still mention we got the triple Chucks Deluxe edition came out too, but we're just gonna look at the just regular Justin Bieber's Justice album. That by itself was what, 15, 16 tracks? No, 16 tracks.
It was like, yeah, it was
This
like 40 something minutes.
bold statement here. Best Justin Bieber album he's ever put out. Off of his last album, even though it had some songs, was just not a good project, which was Changes, I'm pretty sure. This was 50 times better. There was the MLK interludes and intros, the most random thing I ever heard of. I don't
Yeah,
see
that was very random.
the need for it personally. Like I get the point you're trying to put across, but it's just like didn't really fit in with the point. Not even the point, but like the messages going on the album or any of the tracks. It was just kind of there.
It was very out of place. It was
It was just
very,
it
very out
just
of place.
existed. Like if you're gonna do interludes, which I'm not always a hugest fan of, they need to very much be intertwined with the theme of the album.
For sure. For sure. But after that interlude, I thought the album got really good. Like, not really good. It was enjoyable. It
I mean,
got really
yeah,
enjoyable.
Justin
Some good
Bieber's always had
songs.
very much like radio songs that are gonna go viral. So he had like the one "Holy" with Chance the Rapper, which every time you turn on the radio or Z100 is playing constantly. That and now the new ones be Peaches. That's with Daniel Caesar, and I'm not gonna pronounce the other name. I don't know how to say that. Do you know how to say that name?
I I'm looking it up. I know there was another person involved in that project. Oh, Giveon? Giveon?
The little asterisk over the E is really was making me nervous.
Giveon.
But other than that, like those are the two hugest, the most like radio played songs. Those are already humongous. I also really like the track with the Kid Leroy.
Of
They,
course.
they've been hanging out a lot together lately. So you see them in, like the studio. He calls them like his twin. They do kind of look alike in terms of like styles, like the skinny white boy. They got the hair. It's like a
Yeah.
mini. It's like mini Justin Bieber,
Yeah. Their hair looks like wet popcorn.
and he's kind of starting to head down that track, not in terms of style, but like the early young age star. I mean, like we saw earlier, as of yesterday, he has 10 certified tracks, gold and platinum. That's insane. He's 17 years old. That is
That's
absurd. The
crazy.
man's got like crazy star power songs, whether you like them or not. It's huge. It's not an easy thing to do. There's very few artists that put out that many viral songs. The only other artist
Yeah.
that I've seen do it in my lifetime is Drake at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I guess even early Justin Bieber too.
Current Justin Bieber.
And even current Justin Bieber too. Yeah.
But this is a very good pop album. I don't like too many pop albums. You like a couple songs here. You don't really go to the album as a whole. But that's what I put as pop.
Yeah. I
But I mean,
enjoyed it.
hey, and then go into the deluxe. I know you don't really listen to it, but there's a track in there with Uzi. There's one with the baby and Quavo. I mean, Dan's a big favorite with the Lil Uzi Vert feature.
Of course.
He always ties in. He always does a good job. The large coin feature is exactly what I expected. That seems to be a thing across hip hop in general, especially Justin Bieber albums. This album probably had a lot of money going into a lot of production, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I expected a large
Yeah.
quantity of features. But yeah, like I said, bold statement, but this is his best project yet.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, like a nice little rebound off of the last album. There's some good tracks, some solid production choices. Yeah, I thought his voice was really good in this. Um,
I
yeah,
completely agree. From
yeah,
where I've seen him grow is like I feel like Justin Bieber came from a standpoint of he was putting out music that he thought people want to hear. Like, the general, like, this is going to go viral, this is going to be big, which a lot of them did. But he generally sounded like he enjoyed what he was putting out here. This is like a different path I've seen him take. Like, he is enjoying making music again.
yeah. I think also, when you're at stardom at what 16, 17 years old, I who knows how much restrictions you had with writing and pretty much these producers and
Well, didn't
all
Ed
these people.
Sheeran do a lot of writing for him? I
I
think
don't
he
know,
does. Ed Sheeran writes for a
but
lot of people.
but yeah, I don't think he doesn't have a whole lot of probably writing and how knows how
Bro,
good his writing was at like 19, 20 years old.
baby, you know all that.
Obviously a lyrical genius, obviously, but it seems like now he's a little more mature now. Well, not a little more, a lot more mature than what he
He's
was
what
at
26, 7, right around that
26,
range.
27 already, which is crazy. Uh, yeah, good for him.
And then the one thing that I assumed was going on in his life that he never talked about was like he had to, like how much he had to overcome. He was a severe drug abuser through his lifetime. I saw him talking about an interview. He said he had maids check on him in the morning every morning to make sure he was still breathing. Like, I never know it got that bad in his life. And that's something you kind of assume that even though you don't want to, that goes on a lot of these teen stars' lives, especially you get famous dad early.
Definitely.
You saw him getting into accidents in his 20s with
Yeah, I
thousands of
remember.
dollars of cars.
I remember. There was the question if he was going to get deported back to Canada. I remember like probably 5, 6 years ago, and there was that infamous mugshot with him just smiling. Uh, like, but now he's turned it all around, which is
He's
great.
married, I assume, at some point
Married,
having
yeah,
a kid.
probably good for
Actually,
him.
it's good to see him get his life on track because he was, like he
Absolutely,
was saying, a very dark place. So it's good to see. You love to see people get to the other side.
yeah, absolutely. Polarizing figure at the beginning has gone a lot more. People are now sympathetic. Obviously, as a 11, 12-year-old
He was
kid,
hated.
obviously, of course,
He was
obviously,
despised.
of course, even not even kids like our age at the time that released, but even like probably grown men too,
Mm-hmm.
and now just kind of how he's, you know,
Taking that turn.
evolved, turn not only in the music, but as a person. I think that's great. That's
He's like
that's
mentoring
awesome.
younger artists. He's become a role model in the industry, and you even saw him explore his themes of growth in like that track with Chance the Rapper and Holy. His Chance is another guy who you remember from Acid Rap was a severe drug abuser and got clean, seeing religion now. Even though his music sucks ass now, it's
Yeah.
nice to see him on a better track. I'd rather have him being doing well in life than making good music and being off acid.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Some people
Yeah,
wouldn't agree with that though, which is troubling.
it's very troubling. Well, obviously, they're a little ignorant. So
But one of the all-time greats, the man's a legend. I give this album a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. Good
Respectable.
on you, Beebs. Good on you, Beebs. Absolutely. It's a positive. It's positive. It's a positive rating. Anything above a 5 is positive. Well, mainly 6. Six
But
is
the
like a
random
positive.
minus the MLK tracks, phenomenal job.
The MLK track.
No,
Interlude. I know.
interludes. My
I know.
apologies,
I
sir.
know. I know. I know.